It's time to head to the Great Temple. We've done all of the cleanup, and now it's time to take the fight to Calaca. Time to take back our president's daughter. Really wish she had a name. It's the final showdown, the final location, the final countdown. Not adding that in. And let me just say it now. I love the Great Temple's music. I know I haven't talked about the music a lot throughout this game. Real quick, I didn't really find much of the music to be like, I wouldn't pull up the OST basically to listen to this, but the Great Temple, especially the dead version. Weird to say, I know, but the dead version is better. I really like the Great Temple as a final location. It's just hordes and hordes of rooms of enemies that you've got to just press through. You're going to be facing all of the elites here. It is your final test to get your president's daughter. Calaca, we are coming for you. Now, I will say, now, I recommend going after the Chalk Mule locations because it gets you the best ending of the game. Not spoiling anything, but I really recommend doing that. The good ending is, the good ending. The normal ending, I just find downright sad. But I'll try to spice it in at the end of the game. So you'll see that along with the good ending, which I get. And it doesn't require you getting all the Chalk Mule masks. Let me say that again. It requires just getting the Chalk Mule masks, not 100%ing every single location. That's just bragging rights, but this place is just one gigantic area. It has a great atmosphere to it all. I love like the storming in the background and all that. It really makes it feel like the end of the world is coming if we don't do anything. But thankfully, the route I take, it goes through every single location, so you won't be missing anything. You won't have to backtrack anywhere. And thankfully, it's just one smooth ride. Now, these little fight areas where you have the side of the map where you hit it and you spawn back. I like it because it kills all the enemies and it just makes it so much easier. Not a fan of freaking hammered guys just coming in and being, oh, fuck you to your progress. Yeah, skeletons do that as well, but if you got Intenso, use it. It builds when you hit things, so I really only use it to get rid of the hammer guys. But yeah, I've had a blast going through this game. Playing it, of course, commentating has been a little challenging, but I've kept trying. And I've seen like comments on like other videos, like when looking up songs, mainly the Great Temple, about how there's a story being told with the architecture, and I never really focused on that. I never even thought of that because I never really I've never really thought much about it. It's just ancient civilization putting symbolism in their architecture. Got this little maze here for the chicken, and feels like you need the ability to fly to get past that, because you can see these two parts are too high for a regular jump. So I'm thinking you kind of need it. I'm not entirely sure though. Anyway, I don't see what the point of that was, considering we could have just gone up and we're at the same location. I guess if you want to, I guess for a map completion, maybe? I don't know. This room gave me a bit of trouble because I wasn't really thinking of how to use portals effectively. I need to play more Portal is basically the message here. Here's where I get it. So you have to goat fly into it, but you also have to switch dimensions so that you keep teleporting. God, I love the Great Temple's music so much. Favorite song of the game, because really there's not many others that I really think of. They just throw everything at you here. Both the types of the flowers, the Alexes, which are not a problem at all. The armadillos, which are good for the wrestling moves. The hammer guys, the knight guys, which they've never really been too challenging. The windmill guys are annoying. Hammer guys are annoying. The elite soldiers can be annoying when they actually want to fight you. One thing I like is how seamless the music transitions, because like you could be halfway through the song, switch over, and it'll just continue from where it is. I love that it does that. I know that's like typical for games these days, but I'm easily amused. Okay. And cactuses are basically just, you start up your Intenso, there you go. Because I ain't dealing with throwing shit back at them. But one thing I actually like doing with the soundtrack is getting the living version and the dead version and combining them. Kind of like just like using, there's a site called YouTube Multiplier. I'll just get both songs, put them on, sync them up, and just let them play. And it's so good. You hear both songs and it's a joy. One thing I need to experiment with is having them pan to one side of the earphones. That would be nice. Anyway, I'm not sure if this is the first of them. No, because there were some in the laboratory place. The elite windmill guys. I freaking hate them. All the problems of the regular windmill guys, except now their spinning move is undodgeable. The design is pretty cool, at least. I like the designs of the elite guys in general. I like the red on the giants. I like the darker coloring and all that. I don't know. Easy to please, again. But one thing I really dislike about the giants is when they teleport. Because they'll teleport right to you, and once they teleport in, they're smashing the ground, just making it a little harder for you. I'm surprised my priority is being the giant. There's one thing you can also do with some of these rooms, is just continuously use the goat fly if these enemies are really getting on your nerves. And also just continuously push them off the edge of the screen. That's always fun. Climbing up. Oh, this room. I don't know. No, it doesn't look like you can't avoid it. I was thinking you just barely enter the sloped arena and then jump up to where that red skeleton is. That way you can avoid fighting this fucker. I really hate this guy. He plays the bongos, yeah, but he's also really freaking annoying. Just special move him to death. I also hate when they spam red skeletons at you, because they're throwing bones everywhere, and I'm dealing with one thing at a time here. Wonder how far you could fly off there. That's a way down. Love how they were still knocked over. Is this the room I'm No, it is not the room I'm thinking of. Thank goodness. I hate that room. We'll find out later on what room I'm talking about. Basically, when I just see Alex's, it's just spam Intenso Smash, because with the shield breaker, being able to break any shield with any super move just makes it so much easier. I will say though, I'm not a fan of foreground elements. I've noticed them in a lot of areas in a lot of games where they just distract you, they blind you. They're mainly in 2D games, but they just get on my nerves. Because I can't see him. When I can't see, that just means I ain't having a blast. The gears are starting to turn in past me's head. Not what I was expecting my past self to do, but hey, it works. What is the point of this? Just spamming all those blocks. There's no real point to that. I am so glad that I noticed that little crevice. Otherwise, I would not be getting... I think this is the last Intenso chunk on my first go, and I would have had to come back, and I would have been annoyed. Oh god, Elite Reds with the hammer guy. No. Do not want. Oh good, the hammer guy's done. Now it's just a couple of Elite Reds, which are still quite annoying when they teleport out of your way. Yeah, whenever you're low on health, I'd recommend just a blast of Intenso. Just click on and click off. Unless you didn't bother to go get any of the Intenso chunks, that's your problem. You're a very, very big problem, but this is the proper introduction to these lightning guys. Lightning skeleton robots. They just strike the ground, shoot a wave of lightning out, and then they fly too, so you get out of the way of some of your ground-based combat. But I think they intended you to do the Great Temple before you went and cleaned up. I guess they wanted you to get the normal ending first. I'm guessing. Health chunk. If I'm not mistaken, that's our last one. That's if I'm not mistaken. And now we're back all the way over there. Now we're going back up. I also like the bongo drums in the background. This room, if I remember correctly, you can really bring up the combos. And by now I've really learned the glorious power of the suplex. Because it has a much bigger arc of stunning than the pile driver. That's always good. You yell skeletons, being able to dodge. Not fair. I should be able to dodge. Death to all skeletons that oppose me. You Alexes really are just kind of out of place. I don't even think they're like skeletons. They're just little tiki people. I don't know, maybe there's skeletons of some other monsters, but... Oh goodness, we're getting close to 10,000 pesos. This song's so damn good. No, there is nothing here past me. Happy. I don't know why I get super paranoid about this stuff. Then there are moments where you're outside of the temple and you have to climb even further up. There's some mountains in the back. I wonder which mountains they are. Ow. You can die together. Platforms are really narrow, which gets me really nervous because I'm not really good at precise platforming.